guys, it's Kylie, and in today's video I have a Q&A. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering a bunch of questions I asked in one of the YouTube groups I'm in, along with on my Instagram, for questions that anybody had or any Disney questions or trivia they wanted me to answer. And I'm going to answer them for you today in a Q&A, and I'm super excited to go through all the different questions. I think I got about 12 different questions. I think I got a couple more, but some were overlap questions, so I'm just going to answer them once because multiple people asked them. But I'm super excited to go through and answer all of these. But if you guys are interested in Disney videos, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post tons of Disney content on this channel. And we are coming to the end of Vlogmas, but I do have lots of awesome plans for 2021 on this channel, and I'm super excited to get into all the different questions. So the first question is, what are your top 3 favorite rides? And I think I'm gonna have to go with Test Track. That's definitely one of my number ones. I think Buzz Space Ranger Spin in Disney World is another one of my top 3 rides. I'm trying to think of rides that we always go to. Like an awesome cool ride, I really love Flight of Passage, but I don't know if I would say it's like one of my go-to rides. I think I might have to say the Safari, to go through like 3 different parks. Those are definitely 3 of my favorite rides and like my go-to rides to get on. The next question is, if you could only eat one snack at the Disney parks, what would it be? And I kind of have 2 answers for this. If I could only eat one savory snack, it would definitely be, I know this has some sweet to it, would be a cream cheese pretzel. I love the cream cheese pretzels and think they're delicious. If it was only one sweet snack, it would definitely be the Rice Krispie treats. I love the Rice Krispie treats, and they're definitely my go-to. I always make sure I get one, and I always bring a couple home. I just love the Disney Rice Krispie treats, and they're definitely my favorite snack, but I think that of a more to-go snack versus in the parks, I would definitely say a cream cheese pretzel. The next one I'm reading them off my iPad. This one's actually a long one. It's, you've been given control of one park. What ride would you knock down and what would you replace it with? I'm gonna pick Epcot, and I know that park is currently under a lot of construction. I would remove Mission Space. I don't understand why anybody wants to ride that. I just feel like everybody gets sick on it. Nobody likes it. Even like my thrill-seeking friends don't like Mission Space, so I would definitely remove that. And I think I would replace it, I don't know what I would replace. Maybe something Monsters Inc. themed. There's nothing Monsters Inc. themed at Disney World. I know they have stuff at the other parks, but there's not something at Disney World really that Monsters Inc. theme for a ride. So I think I would replace it with some sort of Monsters Inc. theme. You could do some sort of like game style, kind of like a Midway Mania with like something to do with like scaring or laughing. You go like the laugh floor kind of thing, or you could go like scares, but they have Monsters Inc. laugh floor, but they don't have like a ride. So some sort of slower, calmer ride that's Monsters Inc. theme is what I would replace it with. The next one is, what is your dream Disney cruise? What is the dream ship, destinations, itinerary, all of that? And out of the ones they already do, I kind of have 2. I would love to do one through the Mediterranean, Europe, and go to multiple different stops in Greece, Italy. I think one that did Greece and Italy is definitely what I want to do. I loved going to Italy, and I would love to get to Greece. So I think definitely that. My other one is a Panama Canal cruise. So these are generally on the Wonder or the Magic. I would wish they were on one of the newer ships, either the Fantasy or the Dream or even the newer ships, but they just can't do them because of the size. Just because I like the newer ships better than those ones. I will say the pool area for adults is better on the older ships than on the newer ships, but I do like the size of the newer ships versus the older ships, so there's pros and cons to all of them. But I would love to do the Panama Canal down the eastern coast of Central America and up the west coast of Central America and hitting Mexico and even hitting like California. I just think that would be so fun to be able to like take the ship from one side of the country and then end up in the other side of the country. The next one is, what is your favorite and least favorite part of sharing on YouTube? I think my favorite part is just the community that is behind it. I've been able to meet so many awesome people. I've been able to meet them both in person and online. Just the connection. I think this is an awesome way to meet a lot of people that love Disney, and I definitely love that part of it. I think I have a couple least favorites. My least favorites, it's hard sometimes to come up with content, and you definitely get creator block, and sometimes that's hard. I don't know if there's any other least favorites. I just think it's a fun idea. I get a little awkward when people like that I know or like that I go to school with talk about it. So that's a little weird, but I definitely don't know if they're least favorites. The favorites definitely outweigh the most. Like, I love the community aspect and being able to share everything and getting to meet different people, and the experience in the parks has definitely changed with the YouTube channel. I just feel like I notice so much more and focus on different things and don't just focus on like going on the rides and stuff. I definitely focus more on the parks themselves, and I've learned more about Disney through creating videos about Disney. The next one is, if you could create one land for a Disney park, what would it be? And I would create a Disney Channel themed land. I know they have like Disney Junior stuff, but I would create one with some of the classic Disney Channel shows from the 2000s, 90s, all of that. And you can throw in even some of the newer Disney Channel shows, but not specifically Disney Junior, but like more these shows that are meant for like the 10 to 15 range, that age range. I just think there's so many awesome things that they could create with those shows. I know a lot of them are more like live action shows, but there's so much awesome fan bases around like High School Musical, Camp Rock. You can do the shows and the movies. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana. There's so much they could do with that, and there's so many different experiences that they could have with that I think that would be an awesome fun land, and it would definitely get a lot of people that are in their 30s, 20s, late teens to go to the park. Some people think of Disney, I know some of my friends think of Disney as like more of the childish park and go to Universal, but that would bring in all those memories from their childhood. That would definitely bring in a lot of people from that age group. The next one is, what are your successes of 2020? And I definitely think the growth on this channel is good. I'm going to have another video up on the first of the year sharing all the different successes I had in this year related to YouTube, along with my goals for 2021. So I will have that up on the first, but personally, I just think I enjoyed this year. I know it was rough being inside, and I do wish I could go on some of the different adventures that I wasn't able to go on. I wasn't able to go to Florida. We had some other trips planned that we weren't able to go on. Yeah, that was kind of bad, but I had a good school year. Everything actually worked out pretty well. I kind of enjoyed online school, so I would say that was a success. I know a lot of people didn't, but I definitely enjoyed the online school, and I definitely had successes on this channel, met a lot more people, so I like to look at the small things, and I definitely think this was a successful year. I know it's been a rough year and definitely a different year, but I definitely think it was a successful year. The next question, actually multiple people asked, was how many pins are in your pin collection? And I don't have an exact number for this question, but I would say between about 900 and 1400, I would say. It definitely ranges whether you're including the traders I have and not. There's definitely a lot of pins. I got a lot of pins in my collection. I have 3 of the smaller cork boards, which are about half the size of the big ones. I have 3 of the big ones. They're all full, actually over full. And then I have 3 other types of cork boards, along with 2 different binders full of pins and a small pin folio filled with pins. And then that's just in my collection. And then in my traders, I have a full pin book filled with pins and a bin of limited edition pins. Plus I have a couple baskets of newer pins that I haven't added to my collection that are just in baskets. So I would say at least over 1,000, if not even up to 1,500. It's a lot of pins. It's kind of crazy, and sometimes I feel like I definitely have a lot of pins and maybe should downsize, but at the same time, I love the pins that are in my collection. I love continuing to trade pins. I love the connection around pins. So I have a lot of pins in my collection, and my collection will definitely keep growing and changing, but I do love all the different pins in my collection. The next question is, when did you start pin trading? And I actually started pin collecting in 2008. Just the Disney trip I took that year, I decided to collect a few pins, got like a test track pin, some of my favorite characters. I got a Boo pin, a Goofy pin, just simple pins. And then I kept looking at it. I went on a cruise at the beginning of 2014 and saw a pin trading event, and I was like, whoa, that overwhelmed me. I saw it in the parks, but it wasn't the same until you saw a ton of people trading at the pin trading event on the cruise, and now I love those little pin trading nights. I would say it was around 2014 when I saw that pin trading night that I really looked into pin trading, and then we ended up going to Disneyland that year. I got into some of the limited edition pins. I went to Studio Store Hollywood. I picked up a few limited edition pins and really started in 2014 diving into pin trading. That was when I made my first couple trades in the parks and really started doing all the pin trading. Pin trading online started a little bit later, but it was about 2014 when I started pin trading. I had been collecting since 2008, and when I started pin trading, my collection grew exponentially really quickly. That's when I started really investing in a lot of pins, and I kept buying a lot of pins, and my collection continued to grow exponentially and a lot. But I really do love pin trading, and I love the community behind it. The next question is, who is your favorite Disney character? And my favorite characters are definitely Chip and Dale, but I have to say, I really do love Sully from Monsters, Inc. He has a special place in my heart. Monsters, Inc. came out the year I was born, and I love Monsters, Inc. It's definitely one of my favorite movies, so I definitely think he has a special place in my heart from that. I would say he's probably, if I had to pick an individual character, it would be Sully. I do love Chip and Dale, though, because I'm a twin. Chip and Dale. We always were joking that like one of us was Dale and one of us was Chip. So Chip and Dale definitely have a special place in my heart as well. But my favorite character, if I had to pick an individual character, would definitely be Sully. The next one is, if you could only go to one Disney park for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I would have to choose Epcot. I know it's a mess right now, but I love all the different food options. I love just wandering around the countries. And as there's so much changing in Epcot, it's adding more rides, different attractions. I love all the food festivals. There's just so much that they do in Epcot that they add to the park, and it's constantly changing. Magic Kingdom, I feel like you always have the classic things, but Epcot, you have the different festivals to go to. There's different rides. The countries, they change based on holidays, different events. If the country is having a holiday, they just shows different things, and I feel like there's so much you can learn from Epcot. That it would definitely be Epcot would be the one park I would choose to go to. It's always a go-to park for us. We always go there the most out of any of the other parks when we go on trips, so I would definitely say it's Epcot. And the last one is that if you could only keep one, what would you choose? Ears or pins? And I would have to go with pins. I love the community behind the pins. I love making ears, and I do love the craft behind ears, but I don't end up wearing ears a lot in the parks. They sometimes get in the way. I love wearing and collecting the ears for videos, but I don't wear them as much as I deal with the pins. I do a ton of pin trading in the parks. The community that I've met from pin trading is awesome. The experiences I've had with pin trading, the different people, I would definitely say pins would be the one I'd keep. I've kind of been collecting pins for so much longer. I've been collecting them since 2008. They've been in my life for so much longer. I love my ears, but I would definitely keep all of my pins. So I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I thought it'd be fun to answer some different Disney related questions and just other questions people had. I do love the great community that I've made through this channel and the ability to connect with everybody. And that's what I love about doing this, is just answering any questions people have. I definitely think I'm gonna make this a little bit more regular every couple of months or so. Do one of these Q&As because I think it's so fun to connect with the community in that way. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's Advent opening and you answered today's question of the day. There's only a few more days left of our question of the day to be entered in the Vlogmas giveaway, so definitely check out all the other videos to answer those questions of the day to be entered, and I hope you guys enjoy seeing that. Welcome to day 23 of our mystery pin opening. We only have a few days left, and today's question is, what upcoming Disney movie release or Disney show release are you looking forward to? I know there's a lot of movies coming out in 2021 and lots of upcoming Disney movies that are definitely going to be awesome. I'm not sure exactly which ones I'm looking forward to yet, but I know there's some awesome ones coming out. Today's box is awesome too. It's got Pluto on it. It's got Pluto with his Santa hat. I think this is such a cool box, and his tongue is nice and red and metallic. Now pulling it open to see the pin we have inside. I'm going to pop this apart, and the pin we got is another Monsters Inc. pin. This is actually the set we got on the very first day of our Advent opening, and this one is Mike Wazowski holding some books. I think this is such a cool set, and I'm excited to add this one to our tree. Our tree is almost full, but so far we are looking so cool, and I do like the Monsters Inc. pin to add to that, as I love Monsters Inc. movies and pins, and that would definitely be the show I'm looking forward to. They did say when they released Disney Plus that they were going to be coming out with the Monsters University Monsters Inc. show, and I'm hoping that comes out sometime this next year, as I'm really looking forward to that show.